Hey everyone.
Hello. Seems that my sound is really low.
Hello.
Ah, better.
Hey,
Okay, let's give that extra couple of minutes if somebody. All right. Um, I think we can uh, start with the PRs. Um, all right. This came up in a few reviews about being consistent about the separator. Uh, I think this may be a issue for Datadog, but I think we wanted to be consistent here. Is that right, Zach?
Uh, yeah, I remember this coming up with some of the OTel propagator stuff, but for OTel compliance, yeah, I think this is fine to move forward with.
There will be only one problem, but probably right now I don't think it's right now. I don't know if there's any place. Uh, if there will be some place when we would like to provide multiple paths, like for files, then in theory, comma is a legit character. So you understand or not really?
You are saying that the comma could be part of the path, and then we don't have a separator.
Yep.
Um,
I wouldn't care personally, or we can always add some escaping. But I think I never seen nobody to give a comma in a path. To be honest, never.
yeah. It's a possibility, but it seems rare.
Yeah, it seems like a special case. We should just worry about if we ever need to do files.
Yeah, yeah. Or we say that we adopted Unix convention and it's a column for path. Um,
Yeah, so we're
okay.
okay.
Uh, then we have the DLL metadata. Oh, this was merged. So
Maybe do a
wait.
refresh.
Yeah. Okay, the one to separate the version. This is I think the thing that we need to be careful is when we do the pull from upstream, we need to remember to reset the versions properly. And also, if there is introduction of any module or something, we need to pay attention to that. But other than that, I don't think that there is any concern about this one, right?
Yeah, probably what we want to do on changes when taking upstream changes is probably just one add a step for the upstream to make sure to remove any changes to tracer versions.cs, and then as a last step before submitting the PR, run the prepare release, just to make sure that any changes that were introduced are overridden by the current version.
Yeah, so David, just be sure to update the instructions with the proper procedure.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have a bunch of bump.
I added an item on the agenda to talk about the Dependabot stuff.
Yeah. So let's get when we get there. And the extensibility that has been going for some time. How
Is it
we
still
are
a
on that?
draft? Do you feel that it's still a draft, Rasmus?
I was just waiting for another opinions. So if the big picture is fine, then I probably can convert it to the final.
Yeah, so let's switch from draft to the PR, and people that want to take a second look in deep, and if everyone is okay, then we move ahead. I think we are ready to take out the draft status.
Okay.
All right. I didn't look at the issues at the backlog. If somebody is on top of them, perhaps Robert, do you want to guide this part?
You can go to the project.
Oh, the project. I went straight to the issues.
Because when something was popping up, I was adding it to our project, so it will be on the bottom. And I also added a new issues bar just to make it easier for us. So on the bottom, if you go to the bottom, there should be something like new issues bar. So probably upper, new items bar. Yeah, so everything below was not discussed.
Okay, cool. Very cool. So,
By the way, what do you have to have in GitHub to be able to assign something to you? I seem not to be able to assign an issue to me.
Try Azure at least. So you'll need to be an approver.
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so just ping someone when I want something, okay.
Yeah, you have to ping someone. Which actually, but let's get to this. Automated release.
So
usually-
even the first one, change version to 0.0.1. I think you can put it on the top right.
Yeah, that's true. Oops. I would like to put, yeah. Okay. I would like to preserve the order. Automated release.
Because
We have
just one thing, because Paulo, right now, last time we have, I think you were not in this part because you had to leave. So we have a few bars. So right now you have put into something like, I don't know, after GA bar. So you'll need to move it for like more.
Yeah, further up. Yeah.
committed or in progress.
You could even put it to committed, I think. Right? We have
Well, it's in progress.
yeah, so even in progress.
This one in progress.
Yeah, okay.
And put and assign it to David.
Yeah, assign it to me if you can.
Can I do it here? Yes. Okay. Automated release. We do have the PR about the artifacts. Was that merged already? Yes, right?
Like 5 minutes ago, right?
Yeah. What remains here for automated release?
This is about releases, not artifacts in GitHub Actions. So having something in GitHub releases, I imagine. For example, a trigger
Mhm.
for v tag, v xyz tag, I imagine.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't have any problem with that. We are committed to do that, right? The work didn't start, but we are committed to do that.
I will need that anyways.
So we can put it committed. Yeah. David will be working on it as next one or not yet? Or we have other stuff?
Yeah, I think so. When we have the version 001.
We are having a discussion about this, removing the deprecated package. I think the last answer that I saw from Chris was basically we want to remove one project and not publish the package for the one that remains, right? I think that's the correct procedure here.
Correct. Yeah, I only submitted it because I saw those warning messages that they were deprecated. So I just wanted to ensure that we're not taking the time to try to maintain something that we don't need to.
Very
Yeah,
good.
I didn't see this issue until now. So they're both still in use. It's just we had previously published them as NuGet packages, and so this was our way of communicating to developers. This is the last time we'll push the NuGet package. You don't need to reference it. It's going to be brought in by the automatic instrumentation. So the contents of the projects are still valid.
Both of them or just one?
Both.
Okay.
The ASP.NET one, all that does is it provides this HTTP module to automatically do ASP.NET instrumentation, but that could be rolled in since it doesn't need to be by itself anymore. But the contents are still both used in the automatic instrumentation.
So for now, then we should just remove the NuGet package and be sure that we are not building
And this
publishing.
comment deprecated, I think.
Yeah.
Right? Because we get warnings right now because of it. Is this correct, Chris?
I don't know if we're getting any warnings about it. I think that's just text. But if we don't need the NuGet packages, we can just remove the NuGet information from it
Yeah,
and call it
remove
good.
the noise.
Yeah, remove that. Remove the like can pack or whatever the property is. So
Right.
even if you try, it won't generate something.
Okay, so we are gonna remove the NuGet packages. So Rasmus, can you take this one?
Yeah, sure.
I'm gonna move to committed and assign to you.
Mhm.
Change separator.
Yeah, this is in progress.
Okay. So I will put in progress and let me check if it's assigned to you. Probably not. Okay. And this is the thing that we mentioned already about the PR. All right. We covered these items. So then we get Zach to the Pendabot PRs.
Yes.
Okay.
So I wanted to provide a quick background on the Datadog side. We still have a couple of those ones. I think maybe the liblog, maybe one other one. So we're still trying to work on it in the background of updating our dependencies. But I think Chris brought up a good point in one of those PRs that we, in this repo, I don't know if it's, if you're going to be upstreaming some of these changes while we figure out our dependencies and resolve them, if we need to do anything or take action on these. So for us, there's a couple of decisions we've made with regards to like message pack, for example, where we're going to keep it because we need it for our purpose, but this project won't really rely on that in the future. So I guess my question is, are you fine with keeping this and keeping upstreaming this while we figure this out? And sorry for the noise. Or do you want to strip out Dependabot stuff if you don't think it's going to be really necessary right now? Like just turn it off so that you don't keep getting this noise in this repo?
Yeah, so my thought there is something like this. I think it makes sense to do in one repo or the other, as opposed to having to do it in both, just because I think that's going to get more confusing when syncing things back and forth. So I don't know that I have a strong opinion on which repo we do that in at this point.
Yeah, I think my first impression is in line with what Chris said, and we should just do in one repo. And I think right now that we are doing regular pull from upstream, we should do just on upstream. If eventually down the road, then we are not doing the upstreams, then we need to add this here, but as of right now, I think it's going to introduce a lot of noise. And when we pull, there is even the risk of things like, let's say, we take an update here and it's not taken on upstream or vice versa, and then we have conflicts, So my take is that we should disable this for now in the OpenTelemetry repo. Any divergent opinions?
Let's
Okay.
do that, yeah.
Okay, so let's disable that on the OpenTelemetry repo, and for now we get any of the updates done from upstream. Can someone open an item for that and take care of that? Any volunteers?
I'll take that one on.
All right, thank you. And we have one last formal item here in the agenda. Oh, this is the issue that we just discussed, right? Yeah, so we are good here. So now is the free time if somebody wants to bring something up.
I want to bring one thing personally, but I'm just a new approver. But personally, I think that David and Rasmus are both doing a lot of work, and I don't know what are other opinions. But for me, it will be worth to give them approvals at least, so that they can do some stuff in issues, etc. I don't know what you think, guys.
I think it's a good idea, and we should check also the participation. Kind of we need to have the people that are approvers participating on the project also. So we need to be sure that like some time ago I pinged Mike for him to, because he's an approver, but he hasn't been working on the project. So I pinged him, so he did some reviews, and I think we should kind of be sure that the people listed there are participating in the project. So,
Yeah, that made sense.
so I think Rasmus is showing already the work, and David, but I would like to wait a couple of weeks and then we put Rasmus and David as approvers also on the RIP.
Yeah.
I think everyone is okay with that, right?
Yeah, that sounds good. Do you have an idea of how many? Is there a sort of upper limit you think of how many approvers that you'd want to have on this repo? I'm not sure how these kind of community projects tend to work.
I think as the project kind of grows and proportional to the size, if you look, for instance, for the collector contrib, that there is a lot of components. There is a bunch of people that are responsible for areas. So they don't review everything, but there are small areas that they review. And then if you look to that list, the number is huge. I think if you put all together, you'll be like 20 or 30. But each one is responsible for a small area. I think around here, this is a guess, I think having like around 10 or 12 that are participating is a good thing, And then also we can start also direct people to specific areas. So people are committed to review and help with some areas, but not the whole infrastructure, the whole project.
Got it. Yeah, that helps. Thanks for clarifying that.
Yeah, okay, Robert, this answer, this covers the things that you wanna regarding the approvers and
Yeah, and I also think that having a lot of approvers in theory should help, but I do not think it's the same for the maintainers. I think that the maintainers should be a very small number, like 3, maximum 4, because maintainers has also a lot of like privileges. On like probably you have administrator, so it's even safer if this group is limited, and it's also easier for you to take decisions if you are, for example, free.
Yeah, I've been using as one of the maintainers. I've been using the privilege to merge stuff from the readmes, for instance, from the markdown files. But every time that I do that, I feel kind of I'm doing something wrong, like I
It even
shouldn't
shows
be
you
doing
a
this.
red button too. It's like, are you sure? And then you second guess yourself.
Yeah, you have to. There is the red button. You have to check the thing. Say, hey, I'm really gonna do it.
At least you
Yeah.
know it's just markdown.
Yeah. I think so far I did that for flake tests that failed, kind of different tests failing on the last upstream, and basically the rest was all markdown files. By the way, this was something that I was expecting Azure pipelines to behave in a way that didn't. I asked it to move the docs to under the docs folder because my hope was that no CI is going to be run for that. But actually, CI keeps running even if you just change files under the docs folder. And I'm not that familiar with Azure pipelines, but it seems that that's not enough to prevent CI for our markdown files. If anyone has any idea about Azure pipelines and wants to take a look at that, that will be interesting. We can save some carbon footprint for the project.
This probably needs Azure admin rights as well, huh?
but we have the path specified on the file that guides the CI run, you know. So I'm not sure. And
Okay.
this is one problem that we do have because this account was given to us via the folks on the SDK. And last that I checked with Sigil, we didn't have the access to admin on our Azure Pipeline CI. You know? So right now there is no admin there. So this is something that we probably need to address sooner or later. You know, we need to have full control of that. Okay. Anyone want to bring anything up yet? All right, I'm gonna be dropping out then. If people want to stay, they are welcome, but all right, nice to see you people. See you next week.
All right. See ya.
Bye.